Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's and Mariana's Coffee.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Dan Shore. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Police investigating a murder of a man once convicted of killing a police officer. Also tonight, the Commonwealth Ports Authority meeting was held this afternoon to discuss the Star Mariana's threat to cut services. And a local man found guilty of tampering with a water meter. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
I love Mariana's Coffee. Come join me for a cup. I think you would be really happy.
This burger looked at one slice of melted cheese and said, more cheese. It looked at pickles and said, also onions. It wanted to be more than hot. It wanted to be juicy. This is the Quarter Pounder with cheese. If you thought one napkin for the Quarter Pounder with cheese was enough, it's not enough.
Police have two people in custody as they investigate what they believe to be a homicide. The victim, a 71-year-old local man who was recovered in the fishing base area last night. Police Commissioner Anthony Macaranis.
Yesterday at about 5:07 p.m., a male called in and reported that there's a person on the southern side of fishing base, unusual lying down on a rock. So the patrol officer came there. A few minutes when the patrol officer came there, he discovered that it's a lifeless body with severe trauma to the face. So the Criminal Investigation Bureau detectives came by and processed the scene. As of right before 11 p.m., they already narrowed to two person of interest. So right now they're continuing their investigation, and the crime scene is down in the village of San Jose, where the body was found. That's where they disposed the body there.
This afternoon, police were processing the crime scene in San Jose. The house is located just behind the San Jose church and next to another church. Command unit on site with detectives on the scene.
The victim is identified as Pedro Pangilinan Cabrera. He's a 71-year male. He's unemployed and resides in the residence of San Jose. The case is now classified as homicide due to the severe facial injuries. The injuries are consistent to the use of blunt object. So that kind of severely trauma the face. So right now we're in the process of continuing investigating this crime, and eventually the body will be. We're waiting for autopsy to determine the actual cause of death.
How was the crime scene identified?
The crime scene is identified by tracing back the person where we came, and then we came across the people there that were at the crime scene, and eventually they were interviewed, and both per person have giving a inconsistent statement. So that's what lead to this. So the two person that we're still looking to, and we're gonna process them shortly. So hopefully, once everything's in place, we will go from there.
Are those people of interest in custody now, or just under the watchful eye?
In a way, that they're in custody for a reason, because they of what happened to the scene, but they have not formally been charged yet. But we took them in as another base of charges.
Was there some sort of fight?
That I don't know yet. We're still investigating the incident.
Any record on any of the people involved, the victim or the two people of interest?
Mr. Cabrera, the deceased, is a former resident of the Department of Corrections.
According to our news files, the 71-year-old victim was a longtime resident of DOC. He was convicted in 1984 of killing a police officer. After serving 15 years, he was paroled and then arrested soon after in 2000 on rape and kidnapping charges. In 2001, he was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
This afternoon, the Commonwealth Ports Authority held a special board meeting regarding Star Marianas and their announcement of the possible cessation of inter-island service this October. Star says their decision is driven by unsustainable airport fees, which render service economically unviable. This week, Governor Palacios had this to say.
I met with Star Marianas today, and obviously I need to get back to the full board, maybe this week or early next week, to kind of come up with something that's going to be mutually acceptable to everybody, this community, the community of Rhoda, the community of Tinian, the small airline, and the Port Authority. So we're starting to be like referees now. But, that's our job.
The governor stated a reminder that any agreement must take all parties into consideration.
And then remind everybody that this community is a small community that belongs to everybody, and it has to work for our businesses, our facilities, our airports, our Maniaga concessionaire, DPL, and marine sports operator. They just have to work. This is a small community, and if we make it work, it'll be to the benefit of everybody.
There will be more on this story as negotiations develop. This is Dan Shore reporting for KSPN2 News.
Not paying child support can result in the suspension of your driving license. A CNMI public law gives the government some tools to enforce the payment of child support, especially from non-custodial parents.
The way the child support guidelines are put together are that children should not be differently situated just because their parents are not together.
It's a complicated issue, and one that attorney Rebecca Wiggins is putting effort into. And it can be even more complicated when one parent lives out of the CNMI.
The primary reason why I was brought here was to help expand the child support enforcement unit on this island. We currently only assist families who have cases where one person is part of the CNI and then the other person is off island. So we don't currently assist families who have intra-state cases, so where both people are part of the CNMI. Those individuals unfortunately need to seek assistance through Micronesian Legal Services, or they can access the courts, of course, by themselves.
The Attorney General's goal is to expand their services to make sure children get the financial and emotional support they need. Federal funding is available, but Wiggins says it would require millions of dollars of local investment in systems and thus makes it complicated to access. So the AG's office has gone to Plan B and Plan C.
Our hope was that we would become 4D eligible, which would mean that we would get federal assistance in doing that work. We're not able to access those funds, so Plan B was to apply for a grant and kind of get funding that way. That has not happened. I didn't get that grant. So now we're on to Plan C. Okay. And Plan C is to just see what we can get done in a nice organized fashion and see about our opportunities for expanding our services to those individuals within the CNMI. We might need some legislative assistance in doing that, and so that's where our efforts are going now.
Rekha speaks about the law on child support and a formula to standardize the costs.
We have law in the CNMI that both parents, of course, need to pay for their children. The legislature and the court system have established guidelines around child support, and so it's really a clear, basic formula. You have the child this many days, you earn this much money, you pay for daycare, you pay for medical care, if these things apply. You put all of those numbers into a system and a number comes out of what that child support is.
Consequences for those not paying child support can be substantial.
So we can garnish wages, we can do tax intercepts. We also have the ability to revoke and suspend licenses, so business licenses, driver's licenses, fishing licenses. That has not yet been utilized on the island, and my intention is that we're going to start doing that.
If a parent is not working or does not have income, it does not absolve them from their responsibilities.
I have some preliminary talks with the court now to start a contempt court, which would be sort of a, what I would call maybe a treatment court. So say somebody isn't paying their child support because they're not employed. We could get the Department of Labor involved. We can have the court kind of ask or order that person to apply for 3 jobs this week. Come back to court next week. Tell us how those applications went. Maybe you're going to work with a job coach through the Department of Labor. Let's get folks working. Let's get folks caring for their children financially. There's also a lot of research that shows that parents who care for their children financially end up being more invested in their children emotionally, right? And so what's better for children? To have a whole community around them, both parents and both parents' families. So our hope in enforcing these child support orders is to bring those families together around children and the whole community around children.
Currently, the AG's office has double support for this program.
I think the people of the CNMI are owed that. That's something that every state has on the mainland. Guam has as a territory. Puerto Rico has as a territory. We don't have 4D funding, but that doesn't mean we can't take care of our people.
A local man found guilty yesterday afternoon of theft of utility services. Franny Demapon is the prosecuting attorney.
This was a criminal case involving water meter tampering. The defendant in this case was John Anthony De Leon Guerrero. This occurred between November and December 2023, and we're very happy with the verdict. This was entirely a group effort. We worked closely with Department of Public Safety, but especially with CUC. We called 5 CUC witnesses to the stand, but we prepped and talked to many more CUC employees than that.
The bench trial was held in front of Judge Joseph Camacho. The prosecution presented evidence that De Leon Guerrero used a device, a spider device that's not available to the public to get water service that he wasn't paying for. Sentencing in the case is set for October. Demapon says they are planning to pursue more cases like this.
And we will continue to prosecute offenders for meter tampering, both power and water, and holding them accountable, because at the end of the day, this affects the paying customers, right? It raises our costs and impacts us in significant ways, and it's unfair and unjust to continue to allow tampering to go on without any penalties.
Is there pending and ongoing investigations to other alleged tampering of
Yes.
water meters?
Yes, so we're going to continue to keep the connection strong between DPS and CUC regarding other possible meter tampering cases and hopefully file more criminal cases.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month, plus a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Although Saipan is known for tropical weather all year long, it is typhoon season. Landon Aidlet is a meteorologist for the National Weather Service. He previews what we can expect.
Yeah, weather-wise, we are in pretty good shape because we were in a El Nino last year. We're switching now to ENSO neutral, and we may be going toward a La Nina pattern later this year. So that's good news for us, that it means less tropical cyclone activity for us in Guam and the CNMI. Peak season for us in this region, especially for the CNMI, that's August, September, October, November. That's when we see the most tropical cyclones. We're looking at 2 to 4 tropical cyclones. Those are tropical storms and or typhoons that could be within our region between now and the end of the year. So we still have peak season ahead of us. So maintain your preparedness and stay in tune with the weather forecast from the National Weather Service.
This is the segment of the news we affectionately like to call Welcome to Saipan, where we meet and greet air passengers to our island shores.
Nina Rao.
Nina knows exactly why she's here.
I'm a public radio journalist for KPRG in Guam. I am very curious in learning about how the military buildup has been going on in Tinian and how it's affecting local business owners and the economy.
This is not the only issue Ms. Rao is exploring.
How Chinese nationals have been using or have been visiting Saipan as a form of like birth tourism, and learn more from the fertility clinics.
Though she has visited Saipan before, she hopes to have time for personal exploration.
Like most of the beaches and hikes.
After she finishes the hikes and dives, she will, no doubt, be taking my brand new job. Dijran Sanjay is originally from Saipan, and he knows exactly why he is returning.
I just flew in from Guam, and I'm here in Saipan for the Shirley's fried rice.
Dijran knows Saipan well.
Yes, I am originally from Saipan. Oh, I'm actually in the Guam National Guard, and I'm attending UOG.
Apparently, the cuisine at the U of Guam is not up to the culinary palate of this young guardsman.
Oh, the food, the red rice, yeah.
Carlos Camacho is excited to be back home to visit relatives that he dearly misses.
Born in Saipan, raised in Colorado.
We asked him why he was returning.
Just visiting family, celebrating my grandparents' 50th anniversary.
And Carlos, what are you looking forward to?
Just look around, go to the beach, enjoy my time with my family.
I think Carlos loves his family.
Happy 50th, Grandma and Grandpa, and I love you guys.
Welcome to Saipan.
A 510-foot Navy ship will enter Saipan waters on Sunday. The Marianas Visitors Authority says the U.S. Navy destroyer Spruance will come this weekend, and they plan on being in port until Thursday, August the 8th. The ship has 329 aboard. Its home port is San Diego, California. It's named after Admiral Raymond Spruance, who commanded naval forces at the battles of Midway and the Philippine Sea.
It's been 10 years since the last surviving member of the Enola Gay passed away at the age of 93. Tonight we take a look back with Jillian Angeline reporting.
Theodore Dutch Van Kirk was a navigator on the B-29 plane taking off from Tinian with the Little Boy atomic bomb in 1945. Van Kirk visited Tinian once again during the 60th anniversary of the battles of Saipan and Tinian. KSPN2 was there to speak with him in 2004.
I think the predominant thinking on the airplane was, first we were pleased that the mission had gone so well, because our mission was practically a picture-perfect mission. And it had gone well, we had dropped the bomb, we had hit the target, and everything worked, so that was good news to us. And then secondly, I think we were thoroughly convinced, and we had some discussion about this, we were really convinced that this was going to shorten and end the war, because we did not see how the Japanese could continue resistance with this type of weapon.
Van Kirk got the Enola Gay to the drop site 12 seconds later than planned in Hiroshima. After the bomb dropped, they had 6 or 7 hours to discuss the mission on the way back to Tinian. Van Kirk is humble about his contribution.
And I just want to say to the whole world, I've had a very good life in this sort of thing, and I'm very grateful for it, but I honestly don't think I did anything that the other 16 million men in uniform didn't do. They all did their part, and if we hadn't done their part, why we wouldn't have had the result that we had.
International media sources picked up on Van Kirk's death. CNN reported Van Kirk died at the age of 93 at the Park Springs Retirement Community in Stone Mountain, Georgia, Monday. The Tinian Mayor's Office Chief of Staff, Don Farrell, saw an email about Van Kirk's passing this morning. He had a sit-down at the Tinian dynasty years ago with Van Kirk when he was visiting with General Paul Tibbets and weapons specialist Morris Jepson, part of Van Kirk's crew. He says Van Kirk is the last of his kind.
Dutch was a very quiet, I remember him, he's a very big guy, and he was a very quiet and humble person. He spoke very little, but he was always very straight and to the point. He was personally recruited by Tibbets. When Tibbets got command of the 509th Composite Group, he was given the authority to choose his own crew.
Farrell says Van Kirk flew in B-17s in the European theater before the Pacific.
Brought him back because he thought he was the best navigator on record. And even though Dutch had not flown in a B-29, he was a navigator and he picked it right up.
The Chief of Staff says Dutch Van Kirk recently completed a book, My True Course.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
Location, location, location. Office space on Capitol Hill available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park. With natural light and ocean views, it's the perfect place for creative professionals. So upgrade your life and your working environment. Schedule an exclusive showing now. Call us at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com. Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Now here's the weather. Tonight, cloudy, scattered heavy showers in the evening, then becoming numerous locally heavy showers near midnight, with isolated thunderstorms. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusts to 25 miles per hour during heavier showers and thunderstorms. Lows around 79, chance of showers 60%. Saturday and Sunday night, cloudy with numerous showers and isolated thunderstorms. Locally heavy showers are possible with southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusts up to 30 miles per hour near heavier showers and thunderstorms. Highs around 84, lows around 77. Chance of showers are 60%. Sunday and Sunday night, very similar to Saturday night with big gusts near the thunderstorms. Sunset tonight is 6:47. Our days are starting to get a little shorter. And sunrise tomorrow is at 6 a.m. Oh, we've got a few reports of jellyfish in local waters, but have a great weekend, CNMI, and be safe in the water and on the land.